Hey, Miss Nina. I know you told me to be professional when I do my video, but unfortunately, I had to work, as you can see. So I hope I'm doing this correctly. Um, and the video is on my family tree. And so I decided to talk about my dad and my aunt, which is my dad's sister, and I wanted to talk about marriage. We discussed a little bit about marriage in class, and I really thought that was a good topic to discuss. So I'll just jump right into it. So my dad was married to my mom. They were married for about maybe 10 years or so. And my aunt was also married to my uncle, and they've been married for over 40 years. Um, and the reason that I chose to talk about marriage for my dad and my aunt is because they believe wholeheartedly in marriage and staying married. Um, of course, over 40 years ago, it was different from now. And back before I was born in the 70s, of course, it was different. 70s and 80s, it was different. Um, and so I had talked to my dad and I talked to my aunt. And so basically, how they were raised was that they believed that a man and a woman should be married, they should stay married. There was no infidelity. Um, Everybody kind of worked things out. My auntie, she actually stayed home and took care of the house. She doesn't have any children, but she actually stayed home and she cooked for my uncle. She cleaned for my uncle. She done everything for my uncle. She got clothes out for him. She ironed them. She said it was a meal prepared for him, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She pretty much done basically everything. And my mom and my dad, I'm assuming the reason they didn't work is because my mom wanted to kind of work and not just be the stay-at-home mom, the typical stay-at-home mom. And so they had a tough time with that. But the reason that I really want to focus on this is because and how it ties into our class is because now, when I say now, I mean like this generation, it seems that nobody wants to get married. Well, I'm gonna say nobody, but majority of the population, they don't want to get married for several reasons. Most people like to stay single. Most people don't know how to stay married. Um, I think it's a lot of the communication, or people just drift apart. They go their separate ways. They kind of want to do their own thing. Um, and I think that's pretty much the main reason of why a lot of marriages and stuff don't work. Because I asked a lot of my friends, because I'm older. I asked a lot of my friends that are older, like, hey, do you want to get married? And everybody's like, yeah, I want to get married. I want to, have children with my husband, or my wife. And then I asked like some of the younger people, and I say, hey, you want to get married? And they're like, no, I'm good if I don't never get married, or I just want to date. So I really think that it's how you have been brought up. I believe it's about your beliefs in what you want to do as far as getting married. Um, some people have issues with staying married, being faithful. Um, and so yeah, they was like, no, I'm good. I'm good if I just date, or if I just have a boyfriend, or you know, we can just stay together and cohabitate. We don't have to get married just to say, oh, we're married, or But me personally, I that's what I want. I personally want to get married, and I want to spend the rest of my life with my husband. So I thought that was very important. Like I said, we talked about it in class, and I was overhearing other people's conversations, and it was kind of like, well, I can date, or I don't have to be married. I just believe it's your personal belief. Um, But my aunt didn't play that. She was like, no, and they're still married to this day. And she said they fuss and they fight and they argue and they go through a lot of stuff. And she said they actually go through more stuff now than they did 20, 30 years ago. But being that, my grandmother was so wholeheartedly, because my grandmother was also married up until she passed. And so, you know, she doesn't believe in, no, we're married, we're staying married, we're gonna stick it out, we're gonna work it out. Um, However, like I said, my mom, my dad, my mom kind of wanted to do her own thing. She didn't want to be that stay-at-home mom. She wanted to explore because she also wanted to do, other things. Um, so I just believe it's your personal preference. Um, Also of how you've grown up, and if you really want to be with just one person for the rest of your life, because that can be kind of tough. Um, and I admire my aunt and uncle relationships. Like, I want that in my life. I want to, when I go around them, I can see the love. I mean, he still pulls her chairs out. He still opens her doors. I mean, it's pretty cool, and I respect it and I appreciate it, and that's what I look for when I'm looking for someone. Like, hey, how are they gonna treat me? Are they gonna treat me with respect, and show me the common courtesy, and you know so that's what I look for, and it's probably why I'm not married right now. But anyway, um yeah, and I really respect, and I tell her that all the time. So I think that's pretty much basically about it about my aunt and my dad. Oh, and my aunt also said that it's a lot of people that can get into your ear about your significant other. It goes kind of, but she said don't let people, get into your relationship. Um, she said that can cause a lot of problems too. So, they try to have a boundary set, and an understanding about each other. So I respect that. So, yeah, and my auntie, her name is Ann, by the way. I love my auntie. Yeah, she's Auntie Ann, and I really admire and respect their relationship.